My name is Anna. I am 34 years old. It was the kind of lie you can almost forgive until you realize it's been eating away at your life for years. I used to think I was the exception, that I had found someone different. But the truth hit me like a freight train at 3 a.m. in my own living room, where the silence was deafening and the shadows on the walls felt like ghosts. 2. Set the scene. Establish normalcy. I had a good life, or at least I thought I did. Nathan and I had been married for 11 years. We met when I was 22, fresh out of college, eager to conquer the world. He was older, wiser, and had this quiet confidence that made me feel safe. We built a life together. A small house with blue shutters, Saturday mornings at the farmer's market, inside jokes whispered in bed after the kids were asleep. Every anniversary, he would write me these love notes, the kind that made you believe in forever. I thought we had something rare, something unshakable. But forever is fragile, isn't it? It started with little things, a new password on his phone, late-night work calls that didn't make sense. I remember one evening he came home smelling like vanilla. Not the kind you bake with, the kind that clings to someone else's skin. I'm not proud of what I did next, but curiosity has a way of overriding dignity. While he was in the shower, I unlocked his laptop. At first, there was nothing, just emails, spreadsheets, the usual digital clutter. But then I found a folder. It was named something innocuous: receipts. Except these weren't receipts for groceries or gas. They were screenshots of conversations, photos of places I'd never been, and messages that made my stomach churn. The kind of messages you don't send to your wife. Confronting him felt like standing on a cliff, staring into the abyss. "Who is she?" I asked, my voice shaking. He didn't deny it. He didn't even flinch. "Anna, it's not what you think," he said, as if that would somehow make the betrayal less real. But the more I pushed, the more the facade crumbled. There wasn't just one woman. There were three. 3 names, 3 faces, 3 versions of Nathan that I had never known. The days that followed were a blur of anger, sadness, and questions that had no answers. Our children, Lily and Max, were too young to understand why Mommy was crying all the time or why Daddy had moved into the guest room. I had to keep going, for them, but every time I looked at him, I felt like I was staring at a stranger. And then there were the whispers, the neighbors, the PTA moms, even the barista at our favorite coffee shop. Small-town gossip spreads like wildfire, and I could feel their pity every time I walked into a room. The breaking point came 2 weeks later. I found myself standing in front of a mirror, staring at a woman I barely recognized. My eyes were swollen from crying, my hair a tangled mess. I'd lost weight I couldn't afford to lose, but it wasn't just the physical toll. It was the way I felt hollow inside, like someone had scooped out everything that made me, me. That night, I locked myself in the bathroom and slid to the floor. I buried my face in my hands and let out a scream that came from a place I didn't know existed. It was raw, animalistic, the kind of scream you hope no one ever hears because it's too honest, too real. And then, in the silence that followed, I made a decision. I wasn't going to let him break me. Not completely. Nathan and I are still living under the same roof for now. The kids need stability, and I need time to figure out what's next. Some days, I catch myself wondering if he'll ever change, if he'll ever look at me the way he used to, if I'll ever be able to look at him without seeing all the lies. But the truth is, I don't know. What I do know is that I'm stronger than I thought I was, and that's something he can't take away from me. If you've ever felt the weight of betrayal, or if this story resonated with you in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. Sometimes, the only way to heal is to share our stories and to remind each other that we're not alone.